Esta noche la vida es completa.
This song from the Pathan movie was shot in Cadiz in Spain, one of the most beautiful holiday destinations that you must plan to visit. It's definitely on my to-do list. But the point is, whenever we are planning life events such as holidays, what we really need to make sure is that we are getting a short return on our investment. And right now, fixed deposits are giving close to 7 to 9% annual returns. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 most effective and legitimate ways of doing fixed deposits so that you can earn more interest from your FDs. With that, let's get this video started. Number 1 is to lock your FD interest rate for the next 5 to 10 years. Let's assume that right now FD rate in a particular bank is, let us say, 8%, and if you open a FD for 1 lakh rupees, you're going to get 8% interest rate. Fair? Now let us say after 1 year FD rates fall in the market, and at that time the rate will be 6%. And if you do FD after 1 year, you are only going to get 6% interest rate. But what if I tell you that for the next 5 years you can lock your FD rate to 8% whenever you want to invest in FDs? Now you will say that, Rahul, what will happen if after 1 year, rather than FD rate going down to 6%, let us say it goes up by 9%? Well, in that case you will get 9% FD rate. So what I'm going to explain to you in just few minutes is going to make sure that any future FDs that you do, they are going to be at today's rate or at the future rate, whichever is higher, so that you get benefited. And this hack can save you up to 20% interest on FDs. Let me show you the calculation to make it 100% clear. So what you see on my screen is a sample illustration. So let us assume that every month you do 20,000 rupees of FD. And let us say right now the rate is 7.5%, but in the future the FD rate starts to fall. So it will be, let us say, 5.5% here. Again, after some time it might go back up to 7.5, 6%, 7.5, again come down. So all of this is very practically FD rates keep changing. And now assuming that you do it for 5 years of time horizon. So let us go ahead and have a look at this. After 5 years, you would have total invested close to 12 lakh rupees, and you would have got 14 lakh 13,000 rupees back into your pocket, earning an interest of 2 lakh 13,000. But what if I tell you that let us go ahead and lock this FD rate so that this FD rate is not changing for you? And if I fix this FD rate to 7.5% for the entire 5 years horizon, then what is likely to happen is that 12 lakh is going to fetch you close to 14 lakh 60,000 rupees, giving you 2 lakh 60,000 rupees of interest. That is close to 46,000 more interest, meaning you are going to get close to 22% more interest in this example. How to achieve it? Let me explain to you now. So in order for you to lock your FD rate, what you need to do is go to a bank and open something called as flexible RD. Please understand that not all the banks provide this facility. Some of the mainstream banks such as ICICI, HDFC, they provide it. Again, this is not a promotion about ICICI and HDFC. I happen to know their products. That's why I'm just talking about it so that you can go and practically explore it. So what is this flexible RD? It is very simple. Let us say you open a flexible RD for next 5 years. This will mean that for the next 5 years, every month you will have to do a RD, and let us say that you go for a minimum amount, that is, let us say 1,000 rupees every month. So for the next 5 years, every month you will put 1,000 rupees in this RD. Now when you open this flexible RD, bank will assign an interest rate for you depending on what is the current interest rate. Let us assume right now the interest rate is 8%. So for the next 5 years, every installment will earn 8% interest rate. But the beauty here is that with this flexible RD, in any of the months in the next 5 years, you can do additional top-up amounts. Of course, there is a limit on how much you can top up, but let us say 2 years down the line, you have 50,000 rupees all of a sudden you got from your bonus, and you want to do an FD on that. What you do is you put it in this flexible RD as a top up, and what will happen is that additional 50,000 rupees will also now start attract 8% interest rate rather than the interest rate at that point in time. So in a way, for the next 5 years, what you have done is you have locked the interest rate for as per your opening interest rate of your flexible RD, and this way you can lock your FD rate for the next 5 years. Now you may have a natural question that, Rahul, what happens if after 2 years I have this 50,000 rupees bonus and my flexible RD I opened at 8%, and let us say it becomes 9%, what should I do? Don't put this in the flexible RD. There is no penalty here. This is not a mandatory top up. This is an optional one. You open a fresh new FD at 9%. Depending on the FD rate at that time, you can decide whether you want to put it into the flexible RD top up or whether you want to open a fresh new FD giving you highest interest rate possible. Just a very quick disclaimer, please make sure you read all the terms and conditions of the flexible RD, because many banks do not allow a lot of additional top-up amount for the very same reason that customers are becoming smarter and they are trying to lock their fixed deposit rates. And if you like this hack, please press the like button so that more and more people can take advantage of that. Number 2 is comparing 200 plus FDs in few seconds. Most people have to spend hours and hours of time searching for the best interest rates when it comes to FD investment, and also they have to either go to the physical banks or look for the FD interest rates online on individual websites. And finally, they will only look for those bank FDs where they have the bank accounts. So for example, if you have your bank account in HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank or SBI Bank, you are likely to compare the FD rates only for those bank accounts because that's what you have really. And if you're doing that, you might be losing a lot of money in terms of the interest. Let me now show you how to compare 200 plus FDs in few seconds. So for this, what we are going to do is download an app called Stable Money. So what you see on my screen is I'm going to right now download this app. Let us go ahead and click on download. Go ahead and open this app. Just press on get started here, and this app will ask you your mobile number. So please go ahead and add your mobile number here. It will send you an OTP on your mobile number. Please go ahead and put the OTP in there, and that's it. Now you can go ahead and explore FDs. So let us go ahead and click on explore, and you will see all of a sudden more than 200 plus banks coming here, and you can go ahead and explore and compare their FD rates. So for example, here you can see ICICI Bank is giving you 7.6%. Also you are able to see State Bank of India, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, IDBI, IDFC, more than 200 banks where you are able to see the interest rate. And in this way, you can quickly scan through more than 200 plus bank FDs and can decide which one is good for you. Also, you can quickly see few FDs that are right for you. So for example, if I click on find the next FD for you, it is going to ask you few questions. So let us go ahead and have a look at that. So for example, here it is asking whether you want to invest for short term, medium term, long term. So let us go ahead and say medium term. So we click on medium term, and it will ask you whether you are 60 and above or 60 and lower. So let us say that we are less than under 60 years. So let us go ahead and add that. You are a male or female. So I'm going to enter male here. And it is also asking you what is your investment amount. So let us say I enter 1 lakh rupees, and see the result. It is going to analyze 200 plus FDs and are going to present you the FDs which are relevant for your profile. For example, here you see Utkarsh Small Finance Bank is coming here, Shriram Finance Bank is coming here, Bajaj Finance, and you can decide whether you want to go ahead with this FD or not. Let me also show you, if you only want to compare specific FDs, how to go about that. So let us come out of it and click on compare FDs and choose. So it is going to list you a lot of FDs here. So let us wait for it to load. See, for example, here it has recommended few banks for you. Simply go ahead and add them. So let us say I am adding Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. I also want to look at Axis Bank, and I am also wanting to look at ICICI Bank. So I have added these three, and I will say show comparison. So it is going to now bring me key details about those three FDs that I have selected. So for example, here you see that it has got Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, ICICI and Axis Bank here, and it is now giving me their interest rate for the short term, medium term, long term. It is showing me what is the minimum deposit, what is the benefit if you're a senior citizen, and whether you can book this FD through here or not. So right now you only can do one of them, Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. As this app is adding more and more banks, we will get to see more and more options coming up. But also you see whether you need the bank account required or not. In this case, you don't need bank account, for example. In some of cases you may require. So again, it is presenting you all of that. Also, it is also telling you the safety rating as well. So quite a solid comparison in quick few seconds is what you're able to do. UI is very simple and easy to navigate. Quite friendly app is what I found. If you want to try Stable Money, I will provide the link in the description. But more importantly, let me now show you how to book a FD using this app. So what you see on my screen is I am seeing, for example, let us say Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, that is giving close to 9.10% annual returns, which is great. But let us say I want to do Shriram Finance. So let us go ahead and pick Shriram Finance here. And now let us say that I am seeing the FD rates here, durations here as well. But let us say I am not a senior citizen and I am not a woman. So let me just tick these ones off. And let us say proceed to choose the tenure. Now I am choosing my duration of the FD. So let us say the maximum interest that I am going to get is on 4 years, 2 months duration. So let me go ahead and select that. But I can also see here, down here, it is showing me different durations and different interest rates that are applicable. So for example, let me go ahead with the highest rate here. Now it is asking me how much money actually you want to put in this one. So let me go ahead and add Let us say I want to only put 5,000 rupees. So minimum is 5,000 rupees. Here it is showing you the amount, and it will depend on the bank basically. So let me put 5,000 here. And what you see down here is that the annual yield is actually 9.7% here, although the interest rate is 8.8. But why so? Let me just check. Click on learn more. It is because you can read here clearly that it is compounding frequency is monthly. That is why your average annual returns is going to be higher. So I understand it now. So I'm going to get average annual yield of 9.7% in this example. So let me say proceed here. So it will ask you to enter your PAN number because it is needed for the KYC purposes as you're doing FD with the banks. So go ahead and enter your PAN card number here. Click on proceed. It's going to validate your PAN number. So if it is correct, then confirm and continue. Now it will ask you to verify your Aadhaar number as well, again for KYC purposes. Please go ahead and verify now. It will ask you to enter your Aadhaar number here, so please go ahead and enter that here. Also you need to enter the CAPTCHA that is being shown on the screen, so let me try and add that here. Click on next, and now it will send you an OTP to verify your Aadhaar number. So please go ahead and have a look at your OTP. You would have got an OTP. So I've got my OTP here. Enter your OTP here and say continue. It will now ask you to enter your DigiLocker number so that it can directly access your documents. So go ahead and enter that here. And now it will ask your permission for DigiLocker to download your Aadhaar details so that it can send to Shriram Finance here. So it is clearly showing you that message. So say allow. It's now verifying your Aadhaar and it is now verification is successful. It's saving the details now. It's confirming your email address one more time. So continue. And you can also add a nominee here, or if you choose to do it later on, you can do that as well. So I'm going to say for now, let's say add later. And now it will ask you to set up your bank account so that you can make sure that you withdraw the money, it goes into that bank account. So for example, let us go ahead and I will add another ICICI bank account. Please go ahead and enter your code details, bank details. So I'm entering here my code, etc. So go ahead and add that. You will need to provide your bank account number as well. So please go ahead and add that here and confirm withdrawal bank, continue to payment. And now it will ask you to make the payment. Please continue and you can make the payment. So let us go ahead and continue here. You can now make the payment using either UPI, net banking or card option. It is giving you all those options. So let us go ahead and, for example, I'll go ahead and do Paytm here. You open in Paytm, you pay securely. That's it. Your payment is successful. Just continue and you will see that your fixed deposit is on the way, and that is it. Your FD is done now. Back to home. Also, I received a message from Shriram Finance that you can see on your screen confirming that my FD is done. I also got an email from Shriram Finance. You can see on my screen giving me the details, and actually I can go ahead and download my fixed deposit as well. So I download it and put my password as well. So if I just open and show it to you, here is my FD that has come to me on my inbox, and happy days. Hack number 3 is how to decide if a high interest rate FD is safe or not. Friends, you would have seen few institutions giving very high FD interest rate. So for example, Shriram Finance that is giving close to 8.3% of interest rate. Likewise, Utkarsh Small Finance Bank that is giving close to 9.10% annual rate. So the $1 million question is how safe these fixed deposits are as they are giving very high interest rate. So basically there are two types of fixed deposits. Number one is fixed deposits done with small finance banks, and with small finance banks you are taking slightly more risk than the mainstream banks such as ICICI, HDFC, etc. because small finance banks sometimes may struggle with liquidity. So please make sure that if you are going for a small finance bank fixed deposit, then that small finance bank must be insured with the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation, which is DICGC, a specialized division of RBI which will insure up to 5 lakh rupees of your fixed deposit capital plus interest. For example, you can see Utkarsh Finance Bank that is backed by RBI simply means that it is insured by DICGC, and up to 5 lakh rupees of insurance is what you are getting with this FD. So in case a small finance bank fails, then RBI is going to give you up to 5 lakh rupees of that FD as an insurance. But please understand that if that happens, you will need to follow a process to claim your money. So please weigh out your risk and higher returns very carefully. The second type of fixed deposits are given by non-banking financial corporations, NBFCs. For example, Shriram Finance, LIC Housing Finance, and so on. Now with NBFC FDs, they are slightly more riskier than even small finance bank because they are not insured by DICGC. Therefore, your risk is even higher. So for an example, if Shriram Finance tomorrow goes bankrupt, then your FD FD money is stuck and you are not going to get even the insured amount that you potentially will get in the cases of small finance banks. I'm not saying that Shriram Finance is a bad NBFC, but I hope you get the point here. So how do we determine the quality of NBFC? For that, what we need to do is look at their credit rating. Well, CRISIL and ICRA, they are the two main rating agencies that rate these NBFCs. Basically, what you see on my screen is CRISIL rating. So you will see that they will assign these ratings. So for example, CRISIL AAA becomes a rating, CRISIL AA plus, and so on. Likewise, ICRA has its own. So for example, AAA, AA. AAA means the highest credit quality. And just to understand these scales, if I show you the examples of the global credit ratings given by likes of Moody's, S&P, Fitch, etc., you will see that AAA, AA plus, these are the highest grade ratings that has been given to NBFCs and the corporations. So if you ever plan to go for high FD interest rates given by NBFC, I would highly recommend you to only go for AAA rating or AA plus rating. Do not go lower than that because there is a higher risk and it beats the whole purpose of doing the FD, which is that our money should be safe and secure. I've gone through a lot of details about 3 options that I presented to you, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will attempt to answer as many as possible. Secondly, you can also consider joining my YouTube member community because that is where I talk about stocks, mutual funds, and my personal investments. That will help you a lot. You can also follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc. You will find the links in my description. Also, please be aware that there are a number of scams going on my name where people are sending you links and asking for money, etc. Please do not give a single rupee to anybody. Do not open any links because I will never send you any message through Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn or YouTube. Please be safe and vigilant. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next video. Until then, keep rocking.